back, proppers. I was intrigued by this horror movie poster, Tantra, but the face was much too subdued for one of my projects. After a Google search, I found Just the Right Face, Screaming Head by Jim Farris. So I decided to merge both pictures for my project, and I got started with the hands. I traced out my hand on a sheet of 4mm EVA foam, adding a ½ inch around the entire perimeter to allow for the wraparound. After cutting out the image with my X-Acto knife, it was heat and hand formed. Strips of 10mm EVA foam were cut and formed into dolls with my Dremel rotary tool. The dolls were then attached to each individual finger with contact cement. The palm section was also cut out of 10mm EVA foam and attached to the hand with contact cement. After a final sanding, foam clay was used to fill and smooth out all the transition points. The same procedure was used to create all 3 pairs of hands. After the foam clay had set up, the hands were given 2 coats of black Plasti-Dip. In order to create the template for the head, balls of paper were rolled up and attached together with gray tape. The mass of paper and tape were covered with foil in order to form it into a more stable shape. After I was satisfied with the shape, the foil was covered with plastic wrap. This was to ensure that the next layer of gray tape, which would act as a temporary template, could be easily removed. The head form was then marked into 2 hemispheres, the front and back, and registration marks were added. The temporary tape template was then removed from the form with my X-Acto knife. Lines were marked out on all the heavy curvatures and slits were made to flatten out the template. The temporary tape templates were then transferred onto cardstock and then cut out of 6mm EVA foam. The darts were then all closed with contact cement while holding the pieces in the proper curvature. The individual sections were then attached to each other with contact cement. Attaching the outer edges first will lessen the need for aggressive sanding. All the seams are given a light sanding with my Dremel rotary tool. After sanding down the seams, the head is given 2 coats of black Plasti-Dip and the facial features are mapped out. The mouth opening and lips are created from 10mm EVA foam. It's then shaped and formed with my Dremel rotary tool. After the lips are attached to the head with contact cement, I get started on the other facial features. The inner and outer layers of the cheeks are marked out on 10mm EVA foam. They're then cut out, sanded smooth with my Dremel rotary tool, and attached to the face with contact cement. The forehead and brow are also cut out of 4mm EVA foam. The upper and outer cheeks are traced out and transferred onto 10mm EVA foam. After sanding down the forehead and brow, it's attached to the head with contact cement. After the upper and outer cheeks are sanded smooth and hand-formed, they are also attached to the face with contact cement. The position of the eye sockets are marked and cut out with my X-Acto knife. And as usual, I'll be using the nitrogen balls from my Guinness can for the eyeballs. After the eyeballs are set into place, instant glue is used to secure them. The nose is also cut out of 10mm EVA foam, sanded down, and attached to the face with contact cement. The nostrils are cut out with my X-Acto knife. An overlay of 2mm EVA foam is attached to the top of the nose to add detail. Some more sanding and contouring is done to the facial features with my Dremel rotary tool. A final adjustment is done to the lips and the mouth opening is cut out. After sanding the mouth opening smooth, cardstock is used to create a template for the teeth. The teeth are cut out of 10mm EVA foam. My USB soldering iron is used to create the separation, and then it's attached to the mouth with contact cement. The same procedure is used for the bottom teeth. The palate for the inside of the mouth is cut out of 2mm EVA foam. It's then heat and hand formed, and the tongue and uvula are created out of 10mm EVA foam. The USB soldering iron is used to create the fine detailing on the tongue. Both the tongue and the uvula are then attached to the palate with contact cement. A strip of 4mm EVA foam is used to lock in the curvature of the palate. The palate is test fitted before being locked into place with contact cement. A strip of 6mm EVA foam will be used to lock this entire section into the proper position after it's secured into the mouth with contact cement. A template is created for the ears, and they're both cut out of 10mm EVA foam. The detailing of the ears are created with the Dremel rotary tool and X-Acto knife. After a quick smoothing with my sponge sander, the ears are attached to the head with contact cement. Small strips of 4mm EVA foam are used to give the ears a little projection. The entire project is given 2 coats of gray Plasti Dip and 1 coat of beige spray paint. The head is then given a wash of Liquitex Raw Sienna. Followed by a thin coat of Liquitex Red Oxide. To add a little color to the cheeks, we'll mix some cadmium red and unbleached titanium. After a little dry brushing to smooth out the tones, we'll use the cadmium red to paint the uvula, palate, and tongue. The lips will also be coated with cadmium red. Just a bit more shadowing around the eyes, nose, and cheeks with red oxide. I'll also use a little more red oxide to darken up the forehead and tone down those cheeks. Titanium white is used for the eyeballs and teeth. A foam dowel is used to create the Mars Black pupils. And now it's time to give our little buddy some hair, which I will be applying with spray adhesive. It's a bit difficult getting a grip on his oddly shaped head. After a quick haircut, we'll be ready to integrate the two sections of this project. With the head completed, we can now prep the hands for attachment. Oops, we forgot to put on his eyebrows. Okay, now the head is completed. I'll be using my heat gun to place a curvature on all the hands. After that process is completed, I'll give them a coat of white Plasti-Dip, and the USB soldering iron is used to create the nails and fold lines. One set of hands will be cadmium red, the second set will be painted Mars Black, and the third set titanium white. Each individual color will be muted for the nails. With the hands completed, they can be connected together and wrapped around the head. The white hands will be connected under the chin and wrapped around the lower face. Contact cement will be used to connect the hands to each other. For the red and black hands, strips of 10mm EVA foam will be used to extend their reach. To ensure that the hands stay in the proper curvature, small metal bars will be embedded into the palms. The bars will be sealed into place with hot glue. A small square PVC base will be used as a platform for the project, which will be held into place with a small metal rod and a little contact cement. I really want the head to be independent from the hands, but I'll have to use a little bit of contact cement for this first connection. The metal bars in the red and black hands will keep them in position without having to permanently attach them to the face. And that marks the end of another exciting project. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, press that like button, and press the bell notification so you'll be notified when each new video is uploaded. I'm excited to say that the third edition to my action adventure series, Mob Life in the Hood, has just gone live on Amazon and Kindle. Please support me with your purchase. And if you haven't already done so, also get the first two of my series, Inherent Evil and Escaping the Green Abyss.